Hi, I'm Paul Nessheim, Adult and Women's Choir Director, and it is my privilege to bring you this edition of First Lutheran Today. Under normal circumstances, this would be the time of year when all of our choirs would be getting into full swing with weekly rehearsals and by providing leadership for our worship services. Sadly, such is not the case this fall. Who of us would have thought before a few months ago that we would have to choose to forego Scripture's call to come into God's presence with singing because of evidence that that sacred act was now a potential super spreader of disease? Who could have imagined that group singing could completely cease, not just at First Lutheran, but literally everywhere in the world? We have done what we had to do to try to keep people healthy. But for so many of us, this has created a void in our lives and in our relationships with each other and with Jesus that only singing his praise in the midst of the congregation can ultimately fill. Well, even though we're going to hold off on singing together at least a little longer, I do have a couple pieces of good news to report. One is that new research is beginning to come out that indicates that even during this pandemic, singing together under certain circumstances is not out of the question. In fact, based on the recommendations from those researchers, yesterday I held my second rehearsal of the semester with the Augustana Choir. We are distanced from one another and wearing special singers' masks, but we are together in one large room singing praise to the Lord the Almighty. And I must say, it has been glorious. Our situation at First Lutheran is a bit different in some ways, but we are nevertheless considering what possibilities might exist for us to consider moving cautiously in the same direction. In anticipation of that day, here is the second piece of good news. We are producing a series of brief videos entitled Here I Sing, that are intended to help you improve your singing, your musicianship, and your understanding of music's important place in our worship life. About once a week this fall, we'll release a video that will cover practical tips on the fundamentals of singing technique that anyone can work on, and we'll give you some insights into the language of music, or in other words, how to read music, or how to read it better than you already do. We are hopeful that spending even a few minutes each week with the ideas and instruction contained in these videos will help you stay engaged in the musical life of our congregation while we are unable to sing together, and will help prepare you for even more meaningful participation in the church's song once we are able to sing together again. So look for the first video that will be released soon, entitled Straighten Up and Sing Right. Whether or not you have been a member of one of our choirs, these videos are for you, since God's call to sing and make melody to the Lord is for each one of us. So please join us this fall and invite others to join us for Here I Sing. At the same time, I know we will all continue praying that day will come soon when we will be singing together again, at the top of our lungs, in our beautiful sanctuary, hymns of thanks to God for sustaining us and bringing us through these difficult and unprecedented times. Thanks for watching today, and God bless.